Hey guys, it's Holly here. We're going to design a business card using Adobe Photoshop. Now normally I would probably design using Adobe Illustrator or InDesign. Illustrator mainly because my brand work is created as vector and it would translate nicely. But for this purpose, we're going to use Photoshop because I think a lot of people use Photoshop. So why not? All right, so I'm on moo.com. I don't have any affiliation with them, although I'd love to. They have a business card that has a really pretty cool edge to it. So on their website, if you click on business cards, and then over here you click on Luxe business cards, you'll see they make a card that's a thicker card that has this really pretty seam on the side that's colored that you can choose from. When you scroll down on their website, you can actually see the different colors they have available. Now, unfortunately, this pink is not going to match my branding very well, but it's close. So I'm going to design around it. If you scroll down even further, you'll be able to see just how thick these cards are. These are going to be your standard cards, where these are your thick cards. And they're a little bit more money at $34 or $35 for 50 cards. They also have on here where you can click on here to show the specs for their card designs, and you can see everything if you need to set up yourself. But the cool thing is they have guides that you can download. So we're going to download the Photoshop guide by clicking on it, and then we're going to open it up right in Photoshop and get started. Okay, I have my template open from moo.com. The only thing I don't like is instead of actually pulling guides, it sets them up as layers. So you're going to see the bleed layer, which is where you don't want to have any of your important information. That's going to be where the line will, or where the design you have on your card will actually bleed off of the edge of the card. The trim is going to be where you want to have a kind of a safe zone to not put your items, because it could be trimmed anywhere in that area. That means they cut the card. And then the safe area is where you want to keep your design. These are all designed with CMYK, so you want to make sure that whatever you're designing is in CMYK. Now, if you're going to save this for your web later, you might want to convert a copy of it to RGB, because monitors are going to see CMYK kind of weird. The first thing I do is actually pull guidelines, because I don't like all these layers. So I'm going to pull all the guidelines from the rulers. All you do is just click on them and drag right in. And drag and drag. And then once I have all that done, I can delete those layers, and bam, I have more of a clean file set here. The first one I'm going to design is the front of my card. I'm going to do a save as, and I'm going to put it right in here and just call it, let's see, Holly Biz Card Front. I'm leaving it as a Photoshop file, hit save. And the next thing we do is come into my brand board where my logo is. I don't know where you kept your logo, but you may want to adjust for this part of it. I'm selecting my logo here, which is up top. Now, because I'm choosing that pink border, I'm not going to use any color on the front. I think I want it to just be pretty clean. So I did a copy, and now I'm just pasting it as a smart object onto my layer, holding down my Shift key and Option key, and then just pulling down and constraining it so that it's still centered, but I'm sizing it to fit my card. And I'm leaving a white background because that's just what I want. You could do this as a pattern. You could fill this whole thing with a photograph if you did want to do that. Let's just say we have an image we want to pull in, and maybe it's these. I don't know, maybe it's these. Let's hide Illustrator really quick. If I were to pull in these as my cover, and fill it, you'll see here where it's going to cut off. So to choose your photos wisely for cover photos. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the front of mine, and then I'm just going to save it as a JPEG. So I have both a PSD file and a JPEG file at 12. Now I'm going to do a save as, and I'm going to call it back as a Photoshop file, and I'm going to delete that layer where my logo is. So now I have a clean file to use for my back. I would like the back of mine to have color, and I'm going to choose this blue color that I'm working with here. And let's see, if I ungroup it and I come in here, I can check out my values here. My CMYK values are 34, 0, 17, and 0. So in here, I'm going to fill it. So I'm going to choose Edit and Fill, and I'm going to choose a color, and I'm going to change the values here to match my values here. So 34, 0, 17, and 0. So 34, 0, 17, and 0. And okay, and now my background is completely filled with that color. The next thing I want to do is I would like to add my tagline here. Now, the problem is I already have a blue there, so it's going to look a little bit strange, but I think I want everything to be white. So let's zoom in on it, and then without saving it, I'm going to change everything to white. So let me ungroup everything, and I'm going to change my text to white. You're not going to be able to see it. Let's move that out of the way. And I'm going to change my lines to white. So now I'm going to just select in here and grab those and hit copy, open up Photoshop, hit paste, resize like I did the front, and voila, there I have my tagline. The next thing I'm going to do is going to type my name, because I want people to know that I am Holly. I don't have any employees. So I'm doing all caps, and I'm choosing my font, which is Railway. And I think I'm going to make it an 8-point, make it 8 points. Hello, it would help if I select everything. 8 points, and I'm going to spread out the spacing between by 100, maybe a little bit more. Let's try 150. It's better. Center, and make sure it's centered into the page. So select all, and on that layer and clicking up here, you can actually align it to the center. So it looks pretty good. Now I need to add my other details, and I'm going to show you how to do this for one, and then you can do it for the rest. I'll speed up on mine. So I want my email address to be on a line. I'm going to make it all lowercase. Hello, I knew what my email was, and I'm going to select it. I'm going to take it down to 6 points, and I'm going to change my spacing to 0, and I'm going to make it a line this way. I would like to put a cool little envelope there. So what I'm going to do is, on the web, I'm going to go to fontawesome.github.io. You could Google this if for some reason if you can't find it. These are icons. You'll need to install their font first. So you'll want to go on their website and install the font. And then I can come in here and I can do a search for envelope. This one right here. So I'm going to copy. So I'm highlighting the envelope itself, and I'm hitting copy, coming back in Photoshop, clicking my text tool on a new line, hitting paste. I'm going to select it all, and then I'm going to come into my fonts here and choose Font Awesome as my font. And look at that. Now I have this cool little envelope. The great thing is they have all the social media icons as well. So I'm going to speed up this next part, and you could watch and set up just what you need for your particular one. Okay, so I've done it for my website. I use the RSS feed. I have the Facebook icon, which I think I'll scoot over just a hair. And then I have the Twitter icon. And so instead of putting like facebook.com/HollyMcKay with this really long thing, people know that if they go to Facebook and they look at that, that's going to be how they'll find you. Same with Twitter. It's a username. So you can do this for any of the links that you want to include on your card. And then when you're ready, you're just going to line them up. So I make sure that everything is lined up at the bottom, and I have some even space on the sides. When I'm all done with that one, I'm going to hit save for the PSD version, and then save as a JPEG. And then we're going to go into moo.com and start uploading. Okay, we're back on moo.com, and we're on the page with the cards we want to use. You're going to click on this button right here called Start Making. And on this here, you could actually choose their designs or design them directly on their website, or we can upload these files that we just created, and we're uploading our JPEG. So we're going to hit upload button here. It's pretty easy. Just look for these green buttons wherever you go on here. So they're going to start getting it set up for us. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is click on upload a complete design. I'm going to click upload your front, and then I'm going to hit upload photo design. Now I have one on here I've already saved, so I'm just going to choose the front and click that. And then everything looks good. Then you're going to click on upload backs. Same process, upload your back version. Everything looks good. Hit quantity and paper. On this particular screen, we're going to make sure it says Luxe, and then we're going to choose the color option that we want. And I'm choosing that pink right there. I'm leaving mine at square. You could do rounded edges if you wanted. You're going to review the pricing. I'm going to choose 50, smaller purchase. Review and purchase. It'll let you look at everything and look at all of the summary of your order, and then you hit add to cart. And once that page loads up, you can check out and finalize your order. All right, that's it. Have a great day.